Well, good morning. It's July 13th. I bet it's been a while since you've seen us. We've been pretty busy around the old home base. We finished up our campground hosting over Gallitzin there at the end of June. And then we came back here to continue our projects and get things done. And we had some family gatherings, some friend gatherings, and all kinds of stuff. So we've been busy. It's nice to have a home base, I'll tell you. We get all our utilities and making the best use of it. So we've been doing most of our work over here on the second home base that we purchased. As you can see, there's a wall between us now. We took some 6x6s and only 3 tiers high and made this wall. Why? Because the terrain on this side of the wall is sloped. And when it rains, a lot of the rain actually goes over on our property. So we plan to build up the wall just about as high as this piece of wood is right here. This piece of wood had to be used to help align the wood a little bit. We had one that was bowed real bad, but right about to the top of that, we're gonna build up this whole area right here. I don't know if you can see, even with the camera, how far the terrain is, but it's gotta go up about 11 inches. 11 inches from the wall over just to the base of the fire pit. The fire pit was redone. We took off the top row. We took out all the cement. I think we may have mentioned this already. And then my son rebuilt it with the few air holes. The shed's pretty much done. The carpenter bees tried to take away some of our work. Apparently they laid some eggs in the top of it. And when the babies got born, they busted their way out of the molding strips there. So we've been using some clear paintable caulking to refill the holes. And then we're gonna paint it white again when it gets a little drier. So, somebody on our property or somebody in the neighborhood cuts firewood. We didn't burn that much, but we buy a pickup load at a time, so we can have nice campfires. The walkway that came from the driveway over to the fire pit, we didn't want that anymore. So what we've done is one of our friends, Kevin, he took this machine and took all the gravel and pushed it over there by the fire pit, and you can see the grass or the weeds are starting to grow. Our weather has been extremely hot. I mean, we're talking in the 90s. And this is about 9 o'clock in the morning. You can see the sunshine trying to peer through the fog. As the sun rises, we got sunshades on the other side. But as the sun sets on that side, we get direct sunlight from about, I say about 2 o'clock to about 6 before the sun gets behind the mountain. And this side of the RV was getting extremely hot. So we saw somebody nearby that sits in direct sunlight all day, had this curtain. And all it is, it's not a real stiff material, and it's woven. It looks like tarp before they put the plastic over the top of it. This looks like the strings inside a tarp. But just that, as you can see through it. Just that knocks down the heat incredibly off of the side of the RV. Now, how much is it gonna officially knock down? Well, we've only had it up a couple days, and once you know it, the minute that we put it back up, the weather got better. We've had 2 pretty cool days. Not too hot. It was a little muggy yesterday. Of course, the curtain won't help you on a muggy day. Give you an idea, we got it sloped away from the RV, so we get a little bit of an airflow through there. I bought 4 of these curtains. I only needed 2. I think that's enough to block the heat a little bit. As we already showed you, the shed's done. And that's pretty much it. We've had people using where the truck is parked. That's actually another RV spot. Excuse me. So whenever we have friends or family or visitors stop by, we're in a gated community. We meet them at the gate. We escort them to our site. We filled the tank up with our water, and we give them electricity. I should point this out. We have 2 electric boxes that are active on this property, none on the second property. So this is the extra 50 amp that we had put in just for us. And then you see over there in the center of the screen, there's a 30 amp. That's the original box. So we run a 30 amp service over to our visitors that normally park where the truck is. And again, they run the hose over to them, let them fill the fresh water tank up, so they have water while they're here. And then before they go, we actually let them dump, so they don't have to take nothing with them. So anyway, we're hoping it dries up a little bit today. It'll be the first time we mowed the grass for about 2 weeks, because it's been that hot. The drainage here is going to help keep the water away from the shed. We've got tile drain going all the way from that corner all the way underneath up to about here, and then we put solid pipe in. On the other side, that tile drain is actually all the way back through this yard here. So when it starts getting mushy in the spring, hopefully it'll start going out that drain instead of in our parking spot. Axles. The axle story is about ready, is almost done. I have 1 axle installed, reinstalled, I should say. We had to, oh, by the way, how do you like my driveway? We've got 1 truckload of this crushed stone in here to park the rig on. Back to the axles. The axles, the first axle that was installed or repaired when we were on the road was installed wrong. As you see in an upcoming video, you're going to also see all the mistakes that the installer made. This axle here, might as well just move this table. This axle here is still the original Dexter 5,200 pound axle. I have a Lippard 6,000 pound axle sitting in the shed. We're going to start pulling tires today and get that other axle installed, and then get everything wired up, get the brakes adjusted. Even though they're auto adjusting, you're supposed to set them up that they just make contact, so then they self-adjust from that point. One of the mistakes that they made on the first axle, other than it being the backwards, a wire got pinched, and the spindle nuts were too tight. But again, you'll have to watch the video to get the details of that. So, from our little Glendale year-round neighborhood in Flinton, Pennsylvania, we hope you have a great day, and we'll be talking to you again soon.